Hi, welcome to the Musician's Gig Band Leader Poster Library Development Tool. This is the first page that you're going to come to once you've successfully onboarded and logged on as a band leader. The first task that we have to accomplish is we want to create a new digital band poster. For this one, I'm going to go ahead and name our poster the Velvet Skywriters Press Release. With using this poster as a generic template, we're going to be able to announce things like the first show of a band that's just coming out to light, the first song release, or we're introducing a new lead singer, or whatever the case may be. You'll be able to modify this heavily and use it how you want. So go ahead and click on, pick your name, and then click on Save Poster Title. And this is going to bring you to our blank poster template. Now that you've got your template created, you're ready to start building out your poster. And I'm going to start off with the first thing we should discuss is your poster is published live, it says here, and it's showing up in green. And that is exactly what it says it is. If you turn that off, now nobody can see your poster. And when you're ready for the world to see your poster, you're going to go ahead, and this is just one of the steps to publishing. We will get into our ad slicks and the things that we use to send our poster off to social media venues and different advertisement outlets. The next thing that we want to do is let's go ahead and let's give this poster a name and a poster header. So I'm going to go up here. I have already pre-selected some text that I've typed out, and I'm just going to cut and copy because I've set the fonts and different things like that for it. And so the Velvet Skywriters playing all your favorites, and I think I'm going to go ahead and center that. Rock and roll songs. I can bring this down a little bit if I want to. You are limited to a small amount of characters here, and we do that because this is a poster heading. And you'll see that in just, well, let's take a look at it. Let's click on Preview Poster. And it didn't show up. I should save it first. That would probably work best for me. Let's go back in here, delete. I paste that back in there. I'm going to center it, and I'm going to save poster header. I have confirmation of a save up there now. Okay, let's preview the poster this time. Okay, so now we can see that we've got two image placeholders in here. It's recommending 300 by 300 pixels for your images. Our system will rescale these pictures to look the best that they can. You can go larger than that. You can go smaller than that. 300 by 300 pretty much works out the best. I'll go back into Edit Poster. And now let's go into our band logo. I'm going to click on Choose Image. So what this brings us to is a complete new feature of our software, which is the image library. And from the image library, I can go in and I can select Choose File, and this is going to take me to my local hard drive. And I can select an image out of my local hard drive and place that into the image library. And so it's always readily available for me as I work on this. And or I can just go ahead and select a poster that I've already, a picture that I've already placed in here. Oops, and we were going to go with, let's go with our logo and place that in there. And let's go over here and let's take that wide picture and select image. And we'll place that in there now. And now let's go ahead and take a look at our review poster. Now you can see how the poster's starting to come together for you already. We can add background colors to this and change the frame sizes and many, many, many things that are of interest. Let's go back to Edit Poster. Okay, and we're back in Edit Poster view here, and I'm going to scroll down just a little bit further, and I'm going to open up this description box down here. And what I'll do, I've got a 2 for a placeholder. Let's see here. I am going to take my text that I have pre-copied already. I'm going to copy text that I have pre-typed already. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to paste that in here. And we'll shape that up real nice. Let's go ahead and center that. We'll leave the about the band. And so this is where we wrote a nice description. And, you know, the easiest way to do this, and times are changing so much. I know a lot of us are old fashioned. I sure am. I have such a tough time adapting to all this new technology, but sometimes you've got to just give in a little bit and give it a chance to work. You know, it's like that new effects pedal that you're weary of, and then it does some amazing things. And even though you're digging it and you're loving it, you're going, it can't be. It doesn't have a tube in it. But so, anyways, what you can do with your storylines in these posters is you can go into your favorite AI. Microsoft and Google have both got very, very strong AI programs for artificial intelligence. You can write out a description in your own words of your band, and then you can submit that to AI and say, would you make this look presentable, professional, and pleasant for me, or make it gnarly and garbagey, or however you want your band to look, you know, death metal. I want something really blue. And AI will structure that for you, give it back. I've done that with this, and it works good. So let's hit poster. Save poster description here. And I have confirmation that saved. I'm just going to go up and check it because it's so easy to do. I can go back and look at my poster and how it's coming together. So here my information is starting to lay out. All right, let's go back to edit poster again. Now, the things that we can do. We have our events and we also have our band photos. I'm going to come back to our events. I want to put some band photos in here first. And so let's just go ahead and look at some of our players. And these are members of the band that we've already pre-selected. And now let's put this in and go, Bevan Marvin live. We're just going to put a caption on that one. And here the caption shows up and the poster comes in. And let's just go ahead and do a couple more of these real quickly. And this is going to be the... call that the last summer jam. All right, so I went ahead and stepped aside and I added a couple of images in here, and I also added some captions for each one of them. And let's go back up and click on preview poster. And so now we can come down, we can see that we've got, you know, it's starting to take shape. It's starting to look a little bit like a poster would look. Let's go back and do some more features to this. Up here on the top left, you've got poster text color. And right now it's at black. I'm going to set that to a medium gray. And so this way it's going to lighten that text up every place. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to poster page color over here on the other side. And I'm going to darken that up. I'm not going to go all the way black yet. I still want to be able to see all of my text in case I've made a mistake. Okay, so now you can see we're starting to change colors, and images and things like that are very responsive. Let's go to preview poster. And so here comes our poster. It's starting to come together with some different colors and some different colored text. Okay, good. So let's go back into edit poster now. And let's go ahead and take a look at another feature here where we can change the logo background color. And so your logo background color is here. It's the top section of the page. And what you'll do is you can go ahead now and change this color. You can actually make it any color that you want to. And you can just pick that out of the spectrum. Yeah, let's see if you like that. This has changed the frame. And if we come here, so we can change this to a solid black, for example, and you can see your changes are starting to show up here. Go ahead and save that. Now we've got a nice little contrast going on there. And so we can do the, whoops, clicked the wrong one. We can do the same thing over here now. And I wish I knew exactly. Here's what I'm going to do. I don't know exactly what color that was. So I'm going to go into change logo and change frame black background color. I'm going to copy that. Let's get out of here. Let's go over here and change background color, and let's paste that. And now it's going to match. Okay. And so if you want to get exact, you can do the same thing with this one here. But in our case, we're going black. So that works out just fine. All right. And let's see here. Now, the next thing we can do is we can change our image border thickness. You see that's starting to get a little bit stronger there. And go away to 12 if you want. I'm going to stick with 1 because I like that little pinstripe that's going on in there. Okay, so anytime you're ready, go ahead and click on Preview Poster again. And now you can see how this is starting to come together even more. So you're probably a whole lot more artsy crafty than I am when it comes to this stuff, and you may have some different colors. I'm going to be real simple about this, and I'm going to go, let's change this all the way to black, and let's change this all the way to white, and I'll go back in and take a look at it. And there we've got something that jumps out very nicely for the readers, and it's real easy for them to read as they're going through it. So the next thing that we want to do, I'm going to recommend that you go on over to Professional Artist Biography. And this is where you're going to create your biography, and this is going to complete this section here. We're going to talk about that next. I'm going to go into Edit Poster, and I'm just going to briefly tell you that our target here is our ad slick. And when we want to publish this to social media, when we're satisfied with it, we're going to make sure it's published to live, and we're going to create an ad slick here, and it's going to give us a URL. And we can then post that URL in our social media, Facebook, for example, and it's going to give us a very professional looking, attractive, eye-catching icon that and poster ad slick that will direct users back to your poster. And when the users come back to your poster, they're going to be able to click on things like read the full biography. Okay, so to get to the biography, Professional Artist Biography is right here. And I'm going to say that you need to go over, and from there you need to click on the Show Me How button. And that is going to be a video that is going to show you how to build out your personal biography and how you can use it for a band biography as well as your own personal biography. So still editing on our poster here, I want to take us to another category of the poster called My Events, and the Import Events feature. There requires that we do some setup in the back end for events, and it will all make sense to you shortly. When I click on Import Events, it says you have not created any events yet. Click here to add your first event. So let's go ahead and do that. Now, in addition to that, I'm going to go ahead and cancel this because you can come up here and go to My Events is another path in there. And it says no events created yet. So you can click on the Show Me How button again and get more information. I am going to cover that right now as well. So let's enter an event name, and we're going to call this Club 8000. Club 8000 is, let's do the scenario that you have scheduled a gig at Club 8000. You're going to be playing there on July, let's go July 1st at 12 o'clock a.m. Let's see. So 12 o'clock p.m. 8 to 12 o'clock a.m. 8 p.m. to 12 a.m. Okay, and that works. And so then I'm going to take and copy some text that I have here. I'm going to paste that in there. And I'm going to take that out and make that say, spell check is wonderful to have it wherever you can. You have not invited any clubs or venues to share artwork. Click here for help with that. Okay, this gets into the complexity of Musicians Gig, where you can start to form partnerships with clubs. For this poster, for this event poster, I'm going to skip that for right now, and we're going to come back to that. That's going to be part of the video that you will see over here. Right now, we're just going to go ahead and create manually, and we're going to select an image, and I have uploaded the Club 8000 Lounge image into my library already. So we're putting that there. If there was a location URL, if the Club Lounge 8000 has a website or a Facebook page or any information that you wanted to put on this notification, you can put that here. And at the event, we're just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 West Street and Minnesota 55113. Okay, so that works. Now we can click on our Google Calendar, and if we have an event calendar set up with Google, which I don't know why you wouldn't, to be honest with you, it's going to bring that up in another window for you to check your event dates and times if you're scheduling something at that point. Okay, so let's go ahead and save this event. I believe I have everything in here that I need, and I say yes. Okay, success. And so here is my event that I've got. Of course, I can go in and I can edit that event anytime that I want. I can add more events, and they are going to build out into a long list of events. So you can make these out a year ahead of time. Let's go back to our digital poster. And let's go back down to import events. And now we click on import events. And here you see the event we're talking about. So we're going to click on that, and we're going to import that event in there. Okay, so now let's go back and take a preview of the poster and see how this is all starting to come about. Okay, so you can see that if we had entered a URL for our Club Lounge 8000, you would be able to click on that URL and go to their website and see information about it. Right now, it just brings you back to the poster when you click on it. There is the address for it. Let's go back to this event and do a little bit more modifying to that. And I am looking for, I'm going to select image. I think, okay, we're looking for marquee image. And so for the marquee image, let's go ahead and select this one. All right. And update this event. Okay. Let's go back and look at that. Okay. So now you can see that the Skywriters are playing at Club Lounge 8000. Okay, you can import as many events as you want to. So your entire calendar for the next 6 months can show up here. I don't know why you would want to put that many in there. I would say the next 3-4 weeks of where you're playing would be there. If you give people too much to look at, they're going to look away. If you give them just a little bit, they'll digest it and it will stick with them. It's a lot like a song. Could be a song. Maybe. I don't know. So the next thing that I would like to talk about with you is another feature of our band poster. And this is insert band member photos from their library. Okay, you click on member photos over here, and it's going to say no member images are shared. Click here to invite members. So what's happening here is that you will invite members of your band to join musiciansgig.net, and they will end up with their own Musicians Gig account as a band member. As a band member, they are going to be able to create their own personal biography, their own posters, and upload their own images in their own image library. When you have access to them as a member, which they would have to grant to you, you are then going to be able to select photos from their library, import them into your poster, and then you're going to be able to add comments to them as well. So now rather than you taking pictures of your band member, you're out at a gig and somebody's on the dance floor, your guitar player's wife or girlfriend or something, and she's snapping pictures, and then she's publishing pictures of him or her on the internet. And the bonus here is that you can bring these images all together in one central band location where you can share all of them. Okay, so I am not going to cover that right now because this is about building the poster. After the poster, when you've got it this far, then go into band members, and I'll show you that there's two ways to get there. Okay, the two ways are member photos. Click here to invite other members. Okay, real briefly, and it just took us over to this heading here. So real briefly, what we can do is you can say, I know that the member that I'm trying to invite is already a Musicians Gig member. I'm just going to invite him. You would click on Invite Existing Member. They've already got a subscription. You're going to send them a text or an email. If you select text, it's going to give you a join code. It's going to copy that join code and send invitation, put their phone number in there, and it's going to send them a text with a join code. They simply receive the join code, they go into their profile, they enter the join code and hit OK, and once they've done that, they become a member of your band. And they can then start to share things like their song list. It goes past images and different things. We also have song libraries. So the next thing we can do is if you have a member of the band that is not a member of Musicians Gig, number one, you can copy the sign-up link. It's a URL and give it to them, and it has your join code in it, and they can follow that URL, sign up, and they become a member with you. You will have the final approval once they've done that. So if this gets released out on the internet and it's hacked out all over the place and everybody's filling it out to become part of your band, nothing happens. It's just a request that stands there until you say okay. The next thing you can do is invite the new member, and here again you can send the new member a join code to their mobile number, or you can send them a text and or an email. Okay? And once they see that, they become a member. Well, when they see it, they process it. They click on the link. They fill out the form. They become a member, and now they can start to share things with you. And I'm really excited to start talking about things like our song library with you, and our club and venues, and our band leader settings, and also our searches and our wedding brides, grooms, wedding promoters that are looking for music and stuff. But I'm going to stay focused back here onto our digital poster. So, with that much information, the next thing that we're going to do is you can post in here any YouTube video link that you want to, and any URL. Now let's see what we've got. YouTube video link, YouTube video URL, video description. And so I went ahead and I just typed a video off of YouTube and saved that URL in there. And you can add a second one in there. And so we hit save poster video. It takes a second or so for that to save this time because YouTube has to say okay. Preview poster. Okay, here comes our posters coming through. Now we have our upcoming events are listed out here. We've got some pictures of our live band and some things happening. And we have our video of some vocal training exercise some cat has on the internet that I think I'm going to watch a little bit later on. All right, so let's go back to edit poster and we'll move down to the next trick here, which is our SoundCloud audio. So we click on here and SoundCloud title, links. I'm going to go ahead and paste my SoundCloud link in there. And then look at me cry now. One of the few songs that I've ever actually put together and got any place at all. And by that I mean close to completed recording. It needs a lot. So with that, I'll save this. Okay, and if I wanted to, I could add another one in there. Okay. And or I can delete it. So here now you can start to build in your repertoire of music. So let's go back to preview poster. I'll come on down here. And look at me cry now. Here's our video is lined up. We can go ahead and click on that. It's going to take us into SoundCloud. We are working on a player that will be inserted in here. The only problem is that it's going to be a lot easier because you're going to be able to add a dozen songs here if you wanted to. And so to put a dozen players in there, it's going to be kind of cumbersome. The easiest way to do this is going to be, if you want to use a player, put a link to your list of songs so they can go in there and listen to it. We'll make this open up in a new page so you don't lose what you're working on in the background. Okay, so with that done, now let's go back and take a look at another trick. Up here across the top, your repertoire. What are the songs that you sing? And so I have, as a band leader for this, created a playlist of songs, and we're going to go ahead and import that selection of songs. Okay? And so now, here it is, Bottle of Bad Whiskey by Peter Nelson is in our repertoire. Once you've populated your song library, okay, and you start to add your song library in here, you fill that out with all of your material, and it has all of the things you would expect from song management. Then you can open and create playlists. Here's my playlist original. Here's my song that's in there. If I uncheck this, it will take it out of that playlist, and I can create as many playlists as I want to. Okay, let's go back to the poster again because that's what we're focused on. And so the next thing is we want to tell everybody about your instrumentation. And you're a rock band, so you've got bass guitar and keyboard and harmonica. Heck, you're some fiddle. For sure you've got drums and maybe other percussion. And this makes you look really busy. Horn section, yes, that means someone hangs out once in a while with some horns, steel guitar, acoustic guitar, and piano and organ. That goes with your keys. And so you're starting to get the picture here. All right, let's update the instruments. So now here's the instrumentation of your band is listed out down here. Now we're going to go up and do the same thing with your genres. Okay, so we play some blues, some classical, we play some funk, some jazz, some lounge, some pop, and, Southern rock and R&B, whatever floats your boat. You turn that on, and now it's starting to bring your genres in here. And you can see the value for this when you send this poster off, this URL off to a club that you're hoping to play at. And you take, make a copy of the URL for the poster and send it to somebody and say, here's our poster. Now, all of a sudden, they see your music, they see your videos, they see everything is in one place, your upcoming gigs and more. Okay, regions. Now, when they're looking for you to play, when a club or venue or a wedding promoter does a search looking for a band, you want to tell them where you are. So, of course, you're going to play local, and you will travel 100 miles of your home city, and anything else, call for a quote. Maybe you go 250 miles too, whatever. So when somebody does a search for you, they're going to realize, they're going to see your criteria has been established that you will travel there. And also here, it's shown up in the bottom. And now let's go into our repertoire. So we already covered that. Let's go into our venue type, And here's the magic one for weddings. And you will play at benefits. That means you'll take a little bit of a discount and throw something back in. You just like to play. A street dance and small bar, maybe a riverboat doesn't float for you. No pun intended. County fair, private party, nightclub. You get the picture there. All right, so now we have created a very complicated poster, and it took me longer to do the video than it does take you to actually build this. So I'm going to say that's a 10-minute poster once you've got all your stuff lined up in there. Now that you have created your first poster and you're satisfied with that, let's take a look at how you would start another poster and create a new one. So let's go click on the library link here, and you can see that you've got your #1 poster, digital poster version, Velvet Skywriter's press release. You can view it, you can edit it, and you can delete it. And if you want to add another poster to this library here, click on Add New Digital Poster. Let's give that a title. I'm going to go Drummer Wanted. And we will go ahead and hit Save New Poster Title. We get a success notice, and the next thing we get is our Drummer Wanted poster starts to lay out, and we can begin putting this poster together. And now that you've created posters, added them to your library, it's time to start publishing them to your Facebook and other social media outlets that you find relevant. The neat thing about this is going to be that you can use these ad slicks in different markets on different platforms, like, for example, Facebook in a user group, Twin Cities Musicians Wanted and Available. They will appreciate when you post an ad slick that looks like this. This is generated from our poster in the ad slick section I'm about to tell you about. And here's one that says Max Pedals available for guitar sessions. He's a studio player, and he's looking for something to keep his wallet full and his mind occupied. Here he is again, professional lead guitar playist with vocals available. Now, Max is a fictitious player that I have put together here. This is just a basic ad I threw together just for musicians gig that we can put out there. And here is one where we say bass, drums, keys, and rhythm guitar with vocals, seeking lead guitar with vocals. Sounds like Max should hook up with this band. We would have a virtual reality rock show going on. All right, let's show you how to do this. So back to our poster again, and let's go ahead and click on Edit Poster. And once you're in Edit Poster, you have the Add Slick button here. You go ahead and click on that. Now, we've already got our Velvet Skywriters logo has been selected, and if you want to change that, you know the library features and how you would do that. Velvet Skywriters poster demonstrating the power of ad slicks. And that is the title that I gave it, the heading and description. We are testing over here and recording on the fly. Let's keep it down to a buzz. That might be another song title, I don't know. At any rate, what we do now is click on Copy URL. And two things are going to happen. One, it's copied this URL to our clipboard, and two, it's made it available if you need to write it down or whatever you need to do. You can click on Preview Ad Slick, and it gives you a little bit of a view of what the ad slick is going to look like, but not entirely. Let's go ahead and click back on that one. And I'm going to save it, and I'm going to close it, and now I'm going to jump back into our Facebook page. Now, I've got that link copied to my clipboard. That means I can just say write something in Facebook, for example, and right-click and paste. The code goes in. You can see it's building that in the background. And let's see what our ad slick looks like. You can see now that we have the Velvet Skywriters band logo is here. We've got the musician's gig logo here, and it's because we need to do that. We need to advertise this program to make it successful. There needs to be a lot of users on it, and so your help is awfully appreciated. And the messages that we typed in there are showing up on the tag here. So let's go ahead and, if we click on the ad slick, now it brings us up to our poster. And so you're able to show your poster to everybody on the internet from that ad slick. All of the information that you put together is now relevant information for this poster, and you can play the videos. And you have your full biography link back. Now then again, this goes to the band or the individual, depends on what your flavor is. And they can come back down, they can go through all the information, they can go back to the poster. And they can see where you're playing. And in upcoming videos, we'll show you how we link this to our clubs that we're playing at, so that you can click on this, go to the clubs poster, and people from the club's poster will see a similar post to this that the club has made, and they can come back to your poster. All right, very good. I think that does it for this video. I think you're going to take this and do some fantastic stuff with it, and I can't wait to see you and hear from you and see what you've created. Very good. I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day. Bye.